This is the most common one that I see, and this might be one of your faults as well. Getting the arms away from the body and the club inside. So that wrist angle now is creating too much flexion in here, okay? In today's video, we're going to be talking all about the takeaway and specifically the inside takeaway. I'm doing this video because many of my new students on the Skillest app is something that they've been struggling with. So it's something I've been working quite a lot with different players worldwide. So I wanted to bring you a couple of the drills that I've been using with them. Now, a few of the players have actually got the HACKMOTION, so I'm going to talk you through a brand new drill that they've just released that helps this specific area of the golf swing. But I'm also going to give you a drill that you can do on the driving range if you don't have HACKMOTION as well. Guys, if you are new to the channel, please do consider hitting that subscribe button. It does make a huge difference to the channel. Also, if you are struggling with practice and you need to practice better, maybe with a bit more purpose or just more drills and more kind of competitive practice with yourself, then if you head over to my Skillest profile page, the link is down in the description below, select practice plan, and if you use the word practice plan, all one word, at checkout, you will receive that practice plan absolutely free. So moving into the inside takeaway position, what does it look like? That's the first question. So if you are wondering, do I even have an inside takeaway? It's going to look like this. So from setup, we're going to see that this club head goes behind the body. So as my hands are still in front of my stomach, the golf club is outside of my butt from behind me, okay? The shaft angle for a right-handed golfer is pointing out towards the right of target. What's the ideal position? Well, the ideal position is getting parallel to these alignment sticks on the ground. So as I take my setup and put the golf club into that position, as my hands are in front of my stomach, the shaft angle is now parallel to my target line. Why is it important? Well, it's important because it makes a huge difference as to how you rotate up to the top of the backswing. One of my online students, we did a live Zoom lesson today from the UK all the way out to Norway, and he was really struggling with, he actually got the club too inside, he got too deep with his hands as well. And what it encouraged him to do is kind of create this kind of what I'd call a flatter shoulder turn, where he got too much depth behind his body with his arms. And what that made him have to do is to come more over the top. So what I wanted him to try and do is get the club into position first, and then from this position, the shoulders can rotate a little bit more steeply. So I was saying to him, feel like from this position, that lead shoulder works down to the ball, the right shoulder works up behind the head, and now straight away he's got a higher hand position. So his hand path was less deep and it was more upright. So that was one of the drills we wanted to really try and work with. Now, this particular student has HACKMOTION. He used my 5% code. That is also down in the description below as well. Got himself 5% off, and he just got himself the basic package. And the basic package allowed him to be able to learn about the extension and flexion within his swing. It also gave him access to the drills. Now, the HACKMOTION, honestly, for the last 2 years, have been improving this app immensely. And every single time they upgrade their drills, they'll upgrade the drills for you as well. And this specific one is called the Faldo drill, okay? Because it's obviously a drill from Nick Faldo. It's a drill that I've actually always used myself as well, not really knowing it was even Faldo's. I was calling it the Andy Carter drill, because I think I just do it better. I just got a couple of less majors. So what this drill was all about was pre-setting the hands much earlier in the swing. And the key from this setup position was to put the club into position without the arm traveling too far and listening to that noise. And that was how you do it, basically. So what he was actually struggling with, like as I mentioned, the hand path was getting too deep, the club was going too far behind the body. So I almost said, well, the hands are traveling too far in the swing. The arms are traveling too far and the club's traveling even further. I want your hands to barely travel any distance. So I want your hands to basically, let's do this with the drill as well. I want your hands to basically only travel to your right thigh, but get the club into position like that. And now from here, work up to the top of the backswing and then come back down, okay? Whereas what he was doing before was going more inside And he was a long way away from where he had to be. So set up again. He was going deep with the hand, and you can see the difference in where my golf club is relative to where it actually wants me to be. So it wants me to align my hands. There we are. And then we finish the swing from there. So this is pre-setting the wrists nice and early in the swing. Then you can create a better shoulder rotation around the spine. And that's really key. As I mentioned, if you get too deep, the shoulder angle flattens and the swing path, you then have to manipulate your way down. So you can do this by hitting ball as well. You take set up, into position, up to the top of the backswing, and off you go. So really trying to feel that we've got that nice early wrist hinge. You've got the club with the alignment stick here, you've got the club preset. From here, you can preset the club there. You know the shaft angle is parallel to the alignment stick. And rotate up to the top of the backswing. It's a completely different hand path and club path if you're taking the club too much on the inside. Something else I see with a lot of players, when the club goes too much inside, the hands often come too much on the outside. So you see how my left hand here actually moves away from my body as my club works inside. Now what this is doing is creating a real disconnect, not only between the club head and the hands, but the hands and my body. So although this is not great going too deep and too inside, at least there's a connection. This is the most common one that I see, and this might be one of your faults as well, getting the arms away from the body and the club inside. So that wrist angle now is creating too much flexion in here, okay? So we're creating the flexion as opposed to the extension, all right? And that's key. We're going to try and create wrist hinge through extension as opposed to flexion, okay? Just set again. And then rotate through. Oh, that felt good. Okay, so really key to understand and be able to identify which one of your faults you have in regards to the takeaway position. Why is the club getting too deep? Now, the most recent one I've just spoke about there was the hands getting disconnected, often comes down to a setup fault. Again, we see this a lot. I see players get a little bit too narrow in the stance, a bit too close over the golf ball, they tilt too much over the golf ball, therefore the hands come in closer to the body, and if you see there, my hands have got no space between them and the thighs. So from here I have to create the space, and this is where again a lot of players get wrong in the takeaway, is because they're in a poor position at setup. They manipulate their way out of setup, and then from a poor position you have to manipulate your way back through the whole golf swing. So take a little bit of time to recalibrate that setup position. Get your arms hanging naturally from the shoulders. Take the grip into position, up to the top, and then rotate through. So it's a brilliant way to practice because you're presetting the golf club into the required position that you need. Like I said at the start of the video, if you want a specific practice plan, head over to my skill list profile page. Use the word practice plan all as one word at checkout and you'll get it absolutely free. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to HACKMOTION for just providing me with a mega piece of equipment. I use this on every single coaching session that I do. It's so good. Thanks for watching again. Take care. I'll see you soon.